Minister Benjamin Netanyahu-led government has objected to US President Donald Trump's selection of candidates for Gaza Board of Peace, stating that the appointments were not made in coordination with Israel and run contrary to its policy. PM Netanyahu has directed Foreign Affairs Minister Gideon to express Israel's concerns to US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and the White House had earlier named both an executive board and a separate Gaza executive board as part of its Gaza ceasefire and governance plan. And Israel has specifically objected to the Gaza Executive Board, which is a subordinate and features British Prime Minister, when we have seen earlier British Prime Minister Tony Blair, and who's the former Prime Minister of Britain, and Trump Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, Qatari diplomat Ali Al-Thawari, and others. Now joining me again on the telecast is Brian. Brian, take us through the details that are coming in.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has formally criticized the White House announcement of appointments to an international board of peace tasked with overseeing governance and stabilizing efforts in Gaza under the US ceasefire plan. Israel says that it was not consulted on the selection process for the board, and that several appointments conflicted with Israel policy priorities. Netanyahu has also instructed Foreign Minister Gideon Sar to communicate Israel's objection directly to Marco Rubio, who is also the US Secretary of State. Not only that, the focus on Gaza Executive Board, where Israel had made an objection, centers especially on the Gaza Executive Board, which is a subsidiary body meant to oversee the reconstruction and engagement in the strip itself. Now, what it has been stated that this composition includes several high-profile figures that Jerusalem also views as a problematic without prior consultation. Now, if you talk about and according to what White House has said, that the broader Board of Peace is a part of phase 2 of its 20-point peace plan, which includes Marco Rubio, who is the US Secretary of State, former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, Trump's Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, World Bank President Ajay Banga, and Jared Kushner, who is also Trump's former senior advisor and son-in-law itself. Additionally, business and national security leaders such as Mark Rowan and Robert Gabriel were also named, but even White House has described the executive committee's role as overseeing critical potholes and portfolios also of Gaza's long-term stabilization. Yes.
All right, Brian. Thank you so much for joining.